Hello, and welcome to the third episode of the Capitalist Mindset Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about Trump's tax reform. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to compare individuals in the middle class, the lower class, and the upper class, and see at what point of time they were better off. Are they better off in the Obama era under his taxes? Or are they better off at the current tax rate, which was proposed by President Trump? And then we're also going to look at corporations. So, the first class we're going to look at is the middle class. The middle class has an income between $45,000 and $135,000, and this is looking at household incomes. So, the bottom middle class has an income around $45,000. Under the Obama administration, they had a 15% tax. Today, with Trump, they only have 12%, so they're better off by 3%. The middle class has an income around $90,000. Under Obama, they had a 25% tax. Today, Trump only has a 22% tax. That's better off by another 3%. And then we look at the upper middle class. Those are the people who have a household income of $135,000. Under Obama, they're paying 25%. Under Trump currently, they're paying 22%. That's also better off by 3%. So now we're going to look at the lower class. So the lower class has an household income of anywhere from $0 to $16,000. So the middle lower class has an income around $8,000. Under Obama, they had a 10% tax, and that's still true today under Trump, so there's no difference. The same is true for the upper lower class. Those are individuals who have a household income of around $16,000. They both have a tax of 10%, so there's no difference today. Now we look at the upper class. So to be considered in the upper class, you have to have a household income of anywhere between $150,000 and $350,000. So the lower upper class, who makes around $150,000, under Obama they had a 28% tax. Currently under Trump, they have a 22% tax. That is, they are better off by 6%. The middle upper class, they have a household income of around $250,000. Under Obama, they were paying 33%. Today, they're paying 24%. That's better off by 9%. And then we look at the upper class. So these are people who make $350,000. Under Obama, they were paying 33%. Under Trump currently, they're paying 32%. So they're better off by around 1%. So the mainstream media's argument is that middle class tax returns are lower. So this means the middle class is somehow worse off. So let's think about this. Why do you think the tax returns are less? If you pay less in taxes, then the total tax return at the end of the year is going to be less. It's simple math, which obviously the Democrats struggle with. So now we're going to look at what are individuals doing with this extra money they're saving from taxes. Well, they're doing several things. The first thing is people who are reaching around the age of retirement, they're saving for retirement, or people are just saving in general. You have others who are investing in stocks, bonds, or different types of assets, or they're just spending money on items they normally couldn't afford to make their life better. So I don't get how the Democrats think that people are worse off because of this tax cut. So they also like to say that Trump's corporate tax cut is betraying the middle class. So under Obama, the corporate tax was 35%. Currently, under the tax reform that Trump proposed and is now passed, it's currently 21%. That is a 14% tax cut. That is a significant amount of money that corporations are saving. So I have a question for the Democrats. Who employs the middle class? The corporations do. So let's go back to the tax cut. Under Trump, corporations got a 14% tax cut. What did corporations do with this money? Did they line their own pockets? No. They reinvested back into their own companies. Now, people on both sides of the aisle say, why would they reinvest that money? Why wouldn't they just keep it for themselves? Well, it's actually simple. Let's say I or you are a business owner. In the tax cut, me or you get an additional $1 million back. Why would I keep this money at the beginning of the year when I could reinvest it in my own company and make an additional $5 million in revenue at the end of the year instead? So basically, if someone asked you, do you want $1 million today at the beginning of the year or $5 million at the end of the year, which would you pick? This is essentially what Trump did for the corporations. You may have additional questions like, why should they get $5 million and the people not see a penny of it? Well, the actual answer is that people will indirectly see benefits from the corporation's tax cut. So how do companies make money? Well, they make money by producing a product which people want or need and then sell it for a profit. So how do companies make more money? Well, it's the same way. They produce more of their product so they can sell it to more people. So my last question. How do companies produce more of a product? This is where the reinvestment of the taxes comes in. A company will reinvest their own money into things such as labor and capital. To increase labor, a company has to hire more people, giving more people jobs in communities. So this is one way it'll help lower and middle class individuals. Secondly, when a company produces more product, the total price of that product will decrease because the supply is increasing. We're assuming that demand is held constant here. And this can be shown by constructing a simple supply and demand graph. So to finish, don't let the left try and trick you. The tax cut has helped everyone in the United States, not just the wealthy 1%, like they say.